Hare Krishna, welcome everyone to our Chaitanya Charitāmrita overview class. We'll begin with our prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakfurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Shri Chaitanya Vishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunathānvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama.
Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So welcome everyone to our Chaitanya Charitāmrita overview class. We are discussing from Madhya lila. We are in chapter 8, talks between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai. So when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is on the South India tour, as suggested by Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya, Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya told him, Ramananda Rai ache Godavari tire adhikari hoye teho Vidyanagare. શુદ્ર વિષય જ્ઞાને ઉપેક્ષા ના કરીબ અમાર વચને તારે અવશ્ય મિલીબ. Don't consider him to be a Shudra or a Vishay, he is a governor. Please meet him for sure because I am saying he is the only one who is qualified to associate for you to associate with. Because he is such a great personality. He is the epitome of both Panditya and Rasa. He is expert scholar and he knows the rasa of devotion also. So as suggested by Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya, Mahaprabhu, he comes and meets with Ramananda Rai on the bank of Kaveri in Kovur. And as soon as he saw, they embraced each other. All the other people, all the Brahmanas, they were confused. Why king is becoming so disturbed? He is supposed to be very sober. Generally, he is very sober personality. How come by embracing this sannyasi he has become so much disturbed? And why a sannyasi is embracing a Shudra? So then Mahaprabhu, seeing all these Vijatiya Loka Dekhi Prabhu Kaila Samvaran, he restrained himself and then they met in the evening. And then they started discussing wonderful, intimate topics. Mahaprabhu asked, can you please tell me the highest perfection of human life? What is sadhya? And Ramananda Rai keep on explaining, and Mahaprabhu continued saying, Eho Bahya, Krishna Swadharma Acharan, Eho Bahya, Krishna Karmarpana, Eho Bahya, Gyan Swadharma Tyaga, Eho Bahya, Gyan Mishra Bhakti, Eho Bahya, Gyan Shunya Bhakti. Then Mahaprabhu said, Eho Hai. Yes, this is there, but please speak more. And then Mahaprabhu Ramananda described Prema Bhakti. And in that Prema Bhakti, he described Vaidhi Bhakti and Raga Bhakti. And the Raga Bhakti, he described Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, Madhurya. And then in Madhurya, Mahaprabhu said, oh, this is so very wonderful. This is Uttam. But Aage Kaha. Ramananda continued describing the gopis' love for Krishna. He described the qualities of Srimati Radharani. He described Kanta Prem. And in that, Radharani is framed. He described the glories of Srimati Radharani. Then he asked the second question. Mahaprabhu asked the second question. Kindly explain the truth of Radha Krishna and their pastimes. So then Ramananda Rai described, and before that he expressed his humility. Oh Mahaprabhu, whatever you are making me speak, I am speaking. Hriday prerna kar jihvai karao vani ki kahiye bhala manda kichui na jani. And then he started explaining the Krishna Tattva, then Radha Tattva. Then he described the glories of Radharani, how the entire body of Radharani is a transformation of love of God. And he described the glories of Radha, pastimes of Radha and Krishna also. In this way, I think we have discussed till verse number 205. So in 197 verse, Mahaprabhu asks the third question. Please explain the sadhana bhakti, the process. You have explained me the sadhya, you have explained about the Radha Krishna's pastimes, but can you please explain about the sadhya, about the sadhan, how to approach that? You have explained sadhya, but I want to hear about the sadhana also. So Ramananda again tells that, oh my Lord, you whatever you are making me speak, I am speaking. Rai kahe ek kahao se kahi vani ki kahiye bhalamanda kichui na jani. And he says actually within the three worlds, there is no one who is so undisturbed that he can remain steady as you manipulate your different energies. Oh my Lord, I am just getting manipulated by your energies. You are making me speak, I am speaking. Actually, you are the mouth and you are only the ears. You are making me speak and you are only hearing. More mukhe vakta tumi hao shrota. Atyanta rahasya sun sadhanera katha. So he says, still I'll tell you about this sadhana bhakti. And then he describes the glories of the love of the gopis. Radha Krishna's lila, they are very, very confidential. And unless somebody is in gopi bhava, if somebody is in dasya, sakhya, vatsalya, they cannot understand this Radha Krishna lila. Only gopis are qualified to hear and discuss and expand this Radha Krishna lila. Sakhi vinay lila pushta nahi hoye, sakhi lila vistariya, sakhi aswaday. Only by the cooperation of the Sakhis, all these pastimes, they get manifested. We'll continue from 106. So, Mahaprabhu Ramananda describes the pastimes of Radha and Krishna, they are self-effulgent. They are happiness personified. They are unlimited. They are all-powerful. So, all the spiritual humors, they are not complete unless the gopis are there. So only gopis, they manifest and expand all these pastimes between Radha and Krishna. Krishna, the Supreme Lord, is never complete without his spiritual potencies. And unless one takes shelter of gopis, nobody can enter into this Radha Krishna Leela. Sakhira Swabhava Ek Akathya Kathan Krishna Saha Nijalilaye Nahi Sakhiraman. So this is very, very important aspect of gopis. This is, he says, Akathya Kathan. Nobody can even explain this wonderful aspect of the gopi bhava, Sakhi bhava. Sakhira Swabhava, all these gopis, they have a natural inclination. What is that? Krishna Saha Nijalilaye Nahi Sakhiraman. They never want to enjoy with Krishna personally. That is the gopi bhava. In spiritual world, there is no envy, there is no competition. I will enjoy with Krishna. No, it is not there. Everyone in the spiritual world is just, in Goloka, they are just assisting Srimati Radharani. Their happiness is in bringing Radharani close to Krishna. And they are satisfied in that. In fact, The happiness of the gopis, it increases 10 million times when they serve Radha Krishna, when they bring Radha Krishna together. We cannot even understand. All these are beyond our material mind to understand. How can somebody be happy when others are enjoying? Unless I enjoy myself, how can I be happy? That is spiritual. When you see Radha Krishna enjoying, when you see Krishna satisfied, the devotee becomes more happy, 10 million times more happiness. It is unimaginable. We have just a mundane example, just like watering the root of the tree, entire tree gets nourished. Putting the food in the stomach, entire body gets nourished. We have heard these examples, but still, to have a realization of this, it is a long way to go. To understand that by giving Krishna pleasure, I will be happy. That is very, very difficult to understand. And to the extent we act in a selfless way, it will not manifest. Will not realize this. So therefore, there's only one way to realize all these things. Start acting. Start acting in a selfless way. And then he describes the happiness of the gopis. Radhara Swarupa Krishna Prema Kalpalata Sakhi Gana Hoy Tara Pallava Pushpalata Pata. So who is Srimati Radharani? Radhara Swarupa Krishna Prema Kalpalata. She is the creeper of devotion around the tree of Krishna. She is a creeper of devotion. And who are these gopis? Sakhigana hoye tara pallava pushpa pata. And from this creeper, there are various twigs, leaves, and flowers which are growing. All the gopis are like these twigs, flowers, and the leaves. Krishna lila mrita yadi lata ke sinchay निज सुख होते पल्लवाद्येर कोटि सुख होय. Krishna Lilamrit Yadi. When the nectar of Krishna's pastimes is sprinkled on the creeper of Srimati Radharani, what happens? The happiness derived by the twigs, flowers, and leaves, they are 10 million times greater than the happiness which the creeper derives itself. Very, very interesting. Very, very amazing to even hear this. Nij sukh hoite pallavadyera, koti sukh hoy. The twigs, leaves, and the flowers of the creeper enjoy more than the creeper. Prabhupada quotes Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. Saraswati Thakur has explained, when the water is sprinkled on the creeper, the twigs, flowers, and the leaves, they indirectly receive all the benefits of the creeper itself. Of course, naturally we can understand this example. When the creeper is nourished, who will get benefited? The leaves, the flowers, and the twigs will get nourished. Ultimately, whatever nourishment we put, it is manifested there. The creeper may grow, but where the results of the creeper are manifested? In the twigs, in the leaves, in the flowers. So all these gopis, they become more happy. That is spiritual world, where everybody is unlimitedly satisfied serving Krishna. No, there is no scope for personal self-gratification. Everybody is satisfied just serving Krishna. That is, we can just have faith in all these descriptions and continue the practice. Over a period of time, it will manifest. It may not manifest so easily. All these wonderful descriptions which we hear in scriptures, it will take a long time for us to actually realize this. Prabhupada writes, The gopis are not as pleased when they directly mix with Krishna as when they serve to unite Srimati Radharani with Krishna. So that's how their pleasure is in uniting Radha and Krishna. They do all the arrangements to bring Radha and Krishna together. That is their happiness. All the gopis, Ramanandra continues, they are actually equal to Radharani. They are all the Ladini, the expansions of the Ladini Shakti. They are not Jiva Shakti. The intimate gopis, they are not Jiva Shakti, they are Chit Shakti. And Krishna, he is pleasing all the inhabitants of Braja. And his pleasure-giving potency is Ahladini. And the active principle of this Ahladini Shakti is Srimati Radharani. Ladini korai Krishne Ananda Swadan. Ladini Radware kore Bhaktira Poshan. So this Ahladini potency, she has two functions. Krishna Ananda Swadan and Bhaktira Poshan. She gives pleasure to Krishna and she nourishes the devotees of Krishna. So this Ahladini potency, Srimati Radharani is creeper. And all the other twigs, leaves, and the flowers, they are the gopis. So when the pastimes of Krishna, they are sprinkled on the creeper of Radharani. That means when Radharani is satisfied, then all the twigs and everyone else also gets satisfied. And then, what is there in Radharani's happiness? What is the characteristic of the happiness of Srimati Radharani? So we heard how gopis, they feel happy 10 million times more happiness in bringing Radha Krishna together. But what is the happiness of Radharani? Radharani's friends, all the gopis, although they do not desire to enjoy directly with Krishna, but Radharani, what is her pleasure? She makes great endeavor to induce Krishna to enjoy with all these gopis. That is how spiritual world is. Everybody wants to keep others first. In Bhagavatam 10th canto, it is described, Yadi dure gatam Krishna vanashobhe kshanayanaha aham purvam iti samsprishya mire. When Krishna, he goes with all the cowherd boys in Vrindavan and they play a game. Krishna, when he goes far in the forest, all the other gopas, they run. And what is the game? Who will touch Krishna first? Yadi dure gatam Krishna, if Krishna goes away, vanakshobhe kshanayana, to see the beauty of Vrindavan, all the other gopas, they would run, and what they will say? They would say, aham purvam, I'll touch Krishna first, I'll touch Krishna first. But what is their inner mood? Their inner mood is, see me run faster. My other friend will run faster than me, and he will touch Krishna first. That is Vrindavan. That is Goloka, where there is no envy. Everyone wants to keep other person first. All the gopis, they want to bring Radha Rani together with Krishna, and Radharani is doing all the endeavors to bring Krishna close to all these gopis. In contrast to this, in Samudra Manthan Lila, when all the demons and the devtas, they are working hard, churning this milk ocean, and after lots of effort, this nectar comes out. Immediately the demons, they come and snatch away this nectar from the hands of Dhanvantari. And then what happened? There is a fight which started between the demons. Mitha kalira bhutesham tadarthe tarshachetasam aham purvam natvam iti prabho. Mitha kali, they started fighting. Why? Tad Arthe for nectar. And what they were saying, I will drink first, I will drink first, not you, not you. Natvam, natvam, this is important. That is demoniac. This is mundane competition where everybody wants to go ahead and push others down. But in spiritual world, everyone wants to push others close to Krishna. You go ahead. I will assist you. You become dearer to Krishna. There is no envy. It is very, very difficult to even conceive of this in our conditioned state. But we can technically, theoretically understand. Okay, there is one, when we become purified, this consciousness is also possible. It is said, when we hear something, 1/4 we understand when we hear from the teacher. Next 1/4 we understand when we read ourselves. Next 1/4 we understand when we discuss with other friends. And the last 1/4 we understand in due course of time. Acharyam padamadatte padam shishyam swamedhaya sah brahmacharibhya padam padakala kramena cha. Acharyam padam, padam means 1/4. Acharya padam, pada sishya swamedhaya, with our own intelligence. Sah brahmacharibhya pada, 1/4 when we discuss together with our friends. Pada kala kramena, in due course of time, 1/4 will be revealed. So we have to just keep on practicing bhakti based on the faith that when we get purified of this anarthas, lust, anger, greed, pride, envy, illusion, all these things which are described in Bhagavatam and Caitanya Caritāmrta, we'll be able to relate to them. Till that time, we have to just keep all these things as our ideals. We may not be able to relate to them and in our current state. Nana chale Krishna preri sangama koraye Atma Krishna sangha hoite koti sukha paye. Nana chale, Radharani, she presents various ways. Nana chale Krishna preri sangama karaye. Somehow or other, she is pushing gopis closer to Krishna so that they can associate with Krishna. And when she does that, she enjoys a better, higher pleasure. Atma Krishna Sangha Hetu Koti Sukha Paye. She enjoys, this is amazing, she enjoys 10 million times more pleasure than when she directly associates with Krishna. This is unimaginable. How can somebody get more enjoyment? Gopis, they also get 10 million times enjoyment when they bring Radha Krishna together. Radharani gets 10 million times more enjoyment than when she brings gopis close to Krishna. That is spiritual world. No envy. Yatra naisarga durvaira sahasan mrigadaya mitrani va ajitavasa dhrutarutatarshakadikam. There is no envy in the spiritual world. Yatra naisarga durvaira. There is no enmity, no envy. Even the lions and the deers, they stay happily together. Mitrani eva. So, Radharani's happiness is bringing gopis close to Krishna. What is Krishna's happiness? The transcendental mellow is nourished by the mutual behavior. So when Krishna sees how the gopis, they love him, he also becomes very satisfied. And when he becomes satisfied, the gopis become satisfied. Prabhupada writes, Srimati Radharani and the gopis are not interested in personal happiness. They are happy to bring others close to Krishna. So that is how, That is love. Atmendriya pritivancha tare boli kam, Krishnendriya priticha dhare prem naam. There is no lust. Love means no desire for personal sense gratification. Atmendriya pritivancha is calm. When I want personal sense gratification, that is lust. Krishnendriya priti, if I want to satisfy the senses of Krishna, that is prema. That is dhare premana. So that's how Radha and Krishna, they are enjoying this wonderful association. And both of them, they are only trying to satisfy other. Krishna, all the gopis, they are satisfying Radharani, and Radharani is satisfying Krishna, and when Krishna is satisfied, all the gopis and Radharani, they are satisfied. That's how mutual satisfaction is happening. So then, Ramanand Rai starts explaining what is Raganuga Marga? What is the path which is followed by the gopis? He says, actually, one who is attracted by the ecstatic love of the gopis do not care for the regular opinion of the regulative principles. They are beyond regulative principles. So it is very, very important to understand. When it is said that Raganuga Bhaktas, they are beyond regulative principles, that does not mean that they can do anything whimsically. No, they do all the things spontaneously. They don't have to be reminded. They are not bound by regulative principles. It is spontaneous for them. Just like the mother does not have to be told that you have to take care of the child. She'll say, what? I don't have to be told all these things. It is spontaneous. So therefore, those who are Raganuga Bhaktas, they don't have to be told that, oh, you have to chant, you have to remember Krishna. It is spontaneous for them. Raganuga Marge Tare Bhaje Jan, Se Jan Pae Braje Brajendra Nandan. So if one worships the Lord in Raganuga Marga, spontaneous love, that person can attain Krishna in Goloka, in Vrindavan. Prabhupada writes, in Brajbhumi, there are no regulative principles set forth for Krishna service. Rather, everything is carried out in spontaneous love. In material world, there are principles. In spiritual world, no principles are required. It's all spontaneous. Because they don't have to be, told that now you have to wake up Krishna, now you have to feed Krishna, now you have to take care of Krishna, now you have to play with Krishna. The gopis, they don't have to be told all these things that you have to satisfy Krishna. Now you offer this, then Achman, then Argyam, then Madhupar. All these things are for sadhakas because they have no spontaneous love. For the gopis, for Brajvasis, it is spontaneous because they are connected with Krishna. The mother knows what my child needs. So that's how the gopis and all the Brajvasis, they know. How should I serve Krishna now? What Krishna needs now? Prabhupada writes, it may seem that the regulative principles are being violated, but the devotee is on transcendental platform. He is Gunatita. Oh, he is not doing Achman, he is not doing Argyam, and he is not offering obeisances, he is not chanting mantra 3 times. We have to do all these things because there is no spontaneous love. The Raga Bhaktas, the Raganuga Bhaktas, they are spontaneously serving Krishna. They don't need all the formalities. An outsider has to be told the formalities to please the superior personality. But the person who is a relative or an inside person, he doesn't have to be told all these things. Just like when the Prime Minister is, visiting a place, so many rules and regulations. You have to stand in this way, you have to speak this way, you can only wear all this type of clothing. If Prime Minister is at home, the relatives and the friends of Prime Minister, they don't have to behave in a, very systematic way and, very, very customized way. No, it is spontaneous. That does not mean that the Ragano Bhaktas, they don't have to follow the rules and regulations. They follow. It is spontaneously followed. They don't have to even think about it. Rupa Goswami describes in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, there are two kinds of the duties of Raganuga Bhakta. Seva sadhaka rupena siddha rupena chatrahi brajbhava lipsuna karya brajlokanu saratah tadbhava lipsuna karya. The Bhava Bhakta, he has two types of dealings. Seva sadhaka rupa and siddha rupa. In the outside world, he continues to follow the regulative principles, to keep high standards of devotion, to set right examples. But inside, he is aware of his Siddha Deha. He is serving Krishna in that Siddha body. All the Goswamis, Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, they work the Manjaris. Externally, they continue to follow Sankhya Purvaka Namagan TV Kala Vasani Kritau Indrahara Viharaka Divijitau Chaitan Tadinau Chayo. They were chanting regularly, but inside they're absorbed in Radha Krishna pastimes. So for a devotee who is Raganuga Bhakta, they follow all these regulated principles spontaneously. Ramanandra continues. In the liberated state, the devotee can be attracted to any of the five rasas: Shanta, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, Madhurya. And when one serves the Lord in that mode continuously, while he is there in this material world, ultimately he gets purified and he gets a spiritual body like that. Ramanandra gives an example of the Shruti Chari Gopis. So those saintly people, there are Shrutis, the saintly people. The Shruti is personified, Upanishads personified. They prayed to the Lord that we want to serve you in the mood of gopis. And they also attained Nandanandana, Krishna. Prabhupada writes. The Shrutis understood that without serving Krishna and without following the gopis, there is no possibility of entering the kingdom of God. So therefore, they engaged in spontaneous loving service, following in the footsteps of the gopis. Then he quotes a verse from 10th canto, Prayers of the Vedas personified, 87th chapter. In that, the Shrutis, all the Vedas, Shruti, the personified Vedas, they are speaking. They are great sages who conquer their mind and the senses. They attain Brahman by practicing mystic yoga system, by controlling breath. They attain super soul. They can see Paramatma in the heart. But even enemies of Krishna attain that. All the enemies, whoever is killed by Krishna, they also attain Brahman. The yogis attain Brahman. And the enemies of Krishna, they also attain Brahman. So they say, we don't want to attain that. The damsels of Braja, the gopis, they just simply wanted the embrace of Krishna. They attained that. Therefore, we want to taste the nectar of the lotus feet of the Lord by following in the footsteps of the gopis. We want the same bodies as the gopis. So therefore the word samadrisha indicates following the mood of gopis, and sama means the body like the gopis. They wanted to serve Krishna in the mood of the gopis and in the body like the gopis. So they became Shrutichari gopis. Various types of gopis were there. There were Rishichari gopis, Shrutichari gopis. When Lord Ram, he entered the forest, in the Dandakaranya forest, there are so many sages. When they saw the beauty of Lord Ram, they all desired to serve Lord Ram in a conjugal way. Lord Ram said, there are two problems. You are in the male bodies, and I have taken a Ek Patni Vrata. Not possible in this life, in this avatar. Next avatar, when I come as Krishna, there I'll accept millions of wives, millions of gopis. You all become gopis. There are Munichari gopis, Rishichari gopis. So therefore, the Shrutichari gopis, they also desired a body like gopis. The Shrutis, they also desired the body like the gopis. Angri Padma Shuddhaya Kahe Krishna Sangananda Vidhi Margana Paye Braje Krishna Chandra. Angri Padma Sudha Shuddhaya Kahe. Angri Padma Sudha means associating intimately with Krishna. One who can attain such perfection of intimately associating with Krishna? Vidhi Marg na paye. By Vidhi Marg, one cannot achieve this. One cannot associate with Krishna. Goloka Vrindavan. In Goloka Vrindavan by Vidhi Marg, only a Raganuga Bhakta can attain Goloka Vrindavan. Nayam Sukhapa Bhagavan Dehinam Gopika Sutaha Jnaninam Chatma Bhutana Yatha Bhaktimatamiha. 10th Canto Bhagavatam describing the glories of Yashoda. Na ayam sukhapo Bhagavan. Supreme Lord, he is not easily accessible. Dehinam, for those who are in the bodily conception of life. The son of Mother Yashoda, Gopika Sutta, he is not easily accessible by those who are in bodily conception. Jnaninam cha, he is not accessible by those who are jnanis. Atma Bhutana, he is not accessible by those who are yogis, who are absorbed in tapasya and penances. Who can attain Krishna? Yatha Bhakti Matamiha, only by unalloyed, spontaneous devotion one can attain Krishna. Nobody else can attain Krishna. So therefore, only if somebody is in the mood of Braja, the Braj Bhav can only reveal Goloka Vrindavan or Rag Marga, not Vaidhi Marga. Vaidhi Bhakti cannot take one to Goloka Vrindavan. Yatha Bhakti Matamya, only by spontaneous, loving, devotional service one can attain Krishna. In Golok Vrindavan, nobody else can attain Krishna in Golok Vrindavan. But all the other Vaidhi Bhakti takes one to Vaikuntha. But if somebody wants Golok Krishna, he can be achieved only by Raganuga Bhakti. And he continues. After thinking of Radha and Krishna and their pastimes for a long time, after one gets completely free from the contamination, after one gets Siddha Deha Chinti Kore Tahai Sevan Sakhi Bhava Pai Radha Krishnera Charan. Siddha Deha. This is very, very important and very, very sensitive to understand. After hearing all this, oh, we are following Vaidhi Bhakti, and Vaidhi Bhakti takes one to Vaikuntha. So are we going to Vaikuntha? Or are we going to Goloka? We want to go to Goloka, right? But Vaidhi Bhakti na paye Krishnera Charan. One cannot go to Goloka by Vaidhi Bhakti. So what are we doing? This doubt has come in the minds of many. Many people have left ISKCON and Prabhupada thinking that, oh, Prabhupada is not giving us the highest. There was one devotee, Nitai Das, very, very powerful scholar. Ultimately, he started associating with all the Radhakund Babajis and all the various Babajis of Vrindavan. And they started telling him that, oh, Swami A.C. Bhaktivedanta, he is not giving the highest. This Vaidhi Bhakti will not take one to the Goloka, it will take only to Vaikuntha. And he was a powerful scholar. He was the very, very expert scholar of Sanskrit. And then slowly he started deviating. To such an extent that one day he came to Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, please give me your blessings so that I can find something higher. And to such an extent, all these other people, Babajis, they contaminated his mind. They said, actually, Saraswati Thakur sannyas was not bona fide. He took sannyas himself. So when this Nitai Das, he told all this to Prabhupada, he was really trembling with anger. And somehow this person left. And Prabhupada, he told that I give him the blessings to go to hell. So if somebody is not pleasing Guru, how can one go to Krishna? Another devotee after this incident, Revati Nandan Prabhu, in the mid-70s, this has happened. He went to Prabhupada. He said, Prabhupada, you directly asked, is it that you have not given us something and we have to go to someone else to learn all that? Or just by following whatever you are giving, everything will be revealed in due course of time. Prabhupada said, yes. That is the right process. We don't have to go anywhere. Everything will be revealed if we follow whatever Prabhupada is giving us. Prabhupada is a Brajvasi, right? And who is a Raganuga Bhakta? One who follows Ragatmika Bhakta, who is a Brajvasi. So Krishna, Prabhupada is a Brajvasi, we are following a Brajvasi. So if Brajvasi is telling us to practice Vaidhi Bhakti and in due course of time, everything will be revealed, there should be no doubt. Oh, should I practice something else also because Vaidhi Bhakti will take one to Vaikuntha only? No. Prabhupada many times told, everything will be revealed in due course of time. You don't have to artificially meditate on something. Prabhupada quotes Saraswati Thakur. He describes what is Siddha Deha. Sarvopadi vinirmuktam tatparatvena nirmalam. When one is purified of all the designations, Sarva Upadhi vinirmuktam. When one is purified of all the designations and he gets situated in his spiritual body, which is beyond gross and subtle, that is called a Siddha Deha. Mind, intelligence, ego, they form subtle body. They decide our future destination based on what our thoughts are, what our impressions are, what our inclinations are. We get a next body. But when our subtle body gets purified, then one is situated in the spiritual body. Charayati ashuya kosham nigirnam analo yatha. It happens gradually. We should not expect miracles in Krishna consciousness. It happens very gradually. Just like the fire burns the firewood gradually, all the contaminations which are there in the mind, which are there in the intelligence, ego, they gradually get purified. We should continue to practice with faith and patience. Dhairya is very important. If we are not patient, then it is very difficult to advance. We cannot barge into the kingdom of God. We have to be patient with ourselves, patiently tolerate our anarthas. And as the gross body, the anarthas, they get purified, tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti, one will not come back. One gets siddha deha. That is called as siddha. Sakhi bhava paye Radha Krishnera charan. Only in that Sakhi bhava, when one is elevated in the mood of gopis, they can assist Krishna and Radharani in the conjugal love. Gopi anugatya bina aishwarya jnane bhajileha nahi paye brajendra nandane. Gopi bhava, gopi anugatya bina. Unless one follows in the footsteps of the gopis, if somebody is absorbed in Aishwarya Gyan, they cannot worship Krishna in the footsteps of the gopis. Bhajaleha nahi paye. If somebody is worshipping Krishna in Aishwarya Bhav, they cannot achieve Brajendra Nandan Krishna. Aishwarya Gyanete Sarva Jagata Mishrit Aishwarya Shithila Prem Nahi Mora Preet. Krishna is telling, entire world is worshipping me in Aishwarya Bhav, but that is not so much attractive for me. So, Srila Prabhupada told us that you worship Radha and Krishna in the mood of Lakshmi Narayan. What is this? The principle remains the same. Artificially, we cannot enter into this Sakhi Bhav or Braj Bhav till the time we have our contaminated heart. It will be revealed. We should have that faith. Prabhupada writes, one can worship Lakshmi Narayan by the process of Vidhi Marga, but if somebody wants to worship Radha Krishna, he has to worship in the Raga Marga. So, interestingly, what Prabhupada is giving us, he is amazingly giving us the worship of Radha Krishna, but protecting the sanctity of the movement. He is giving us Raga Marga, worship of Radha Krishna, but at the same time, he is protecting the sanctity of the movement so that people, they may not become sahajiyas. So to maintain a regulation, to maintain a consistency in the devotional practices, in the deity worship, Prabhupada, he has introduced this Pancharatra Vidhi. So that is the expertise of Prabhupada. Prabhupada has given us everything. There should be no doubt about it. Ramanandra continues. Vidhi Marge, one cannot. He gives the example of Lakshmi Devi because she was absorbed in Aishwarya Bhava. Mahaprabhu had a conversation with Venkat Bhatta. When he's in the South India, he'll discuss this story. He'll go and meet Venkat Bhatt in Srirangam, and he had a wonderful discussion there. One day, he spent 4 months in Srirangam. One day he asked Venkat Bhatt, why your Lakshmi Devi, who is so chaste, she is leaving Narayan and she is doing tapasya in Belwan to please Krishna. Why? Venkat Bhatt said, well, what's the problem? Vishnu and Krishna, they are same. No, still the mood is different. Venkat Bhatt said, I don't know all this. You please explain. So then Mahaprabhu explained the glories of the Vaikuntha and Goloka. What's the difference? So Lakshmi Devi, she wanted to enter Ras Leela, but she was told, okay, but you have to leave all this opulent clothes. You have to leave this power of being the goddess. You have to become a gopi. You have to wear simple clothes. You have to be in the mood of servant. And Lakshmi Devi could not accept this. Rupa Goswami writes a whole Vrindavan Ashtakam. In that he desires, he says, I want to reside in Vrindavan. न योग सिद्धिर्न ममास्तु मोक्षो वैकुंठ लोकेऽपि न पार्षदत्वम् प्रेमापि न स्यादिति चेतरां तु ममास्तु वृंदावन एव वास. I don't want mystic siddhis. I don't want liberation. I don't want Vaikuntha. What do you want then? I want to reside in Vrindavan. In that series of verses, one verse he says, Yasmin Maharas Vilas Lila Na Prapyam Shri Rapisa Tapobi Tatrolla Sanmanjuni Kunja Kunje Mamastu Vrindavana Eva Vasa. Yasmin Maharasa Vilasa Lila Na Prapya Shri Rapisa Tapobi. When Lakshmi Devi, she was rejected. You cannot enter Ras Leela. She is doing tapasya in Belwan, Tapobi. After doing such intense tapasya, still she could not enter. Because she could not leave her, bhav of being Lakshmi. Ramanand Rai quotes the words from Bhagavatam. Nayam Shriyunga Unitantarate Prasada Swarayoshita Nalina Gandharucham Kutonyaha Rasotsavesya Bhujadanda Grihita Kanta Labdadi Shishamya Udgad Brajpallavi Brajasundari Nam. This favor, which was bestowed to all these Brajasundaris, all the gopis of Vrindavan, what was the favor? Krishna, he was putting his hands around the neck of all these gopis. Rasotsave asya bhujadanda grihita kanta. He was embracing all these gopis, dancing with them. This fortune, this wonderful favor, it was not bestowed to Shriya, to Lakshmi Devi. It was not bestowed to Swarayoshita. It was not given to the heavenly damsels. What to speak of then the ladies of this world? Arey Lakshmi ji ko nahi mila. All the heavenly ladies she could not get. Then the ladies of this world, they are not in question only. So therefore the gopis, they are the highest. And then after hearing all this wonderful description, Mahaprabhu is in ecstasy. Please, we have to understand that this is being heard by the greatest of the sannyasis. Mahaprabhu would not even allow, any lady, even the, very, very old ladies to come near. He would maintain the distance. He is hearing all these pastimes. That itself shows that there is no material lust there. Mahaprabhu embraced Ramanand Rai. He began to cry the tears of ecstasy. And in this way, they passed entire night discussing. Next day morning, they both of them left for their respective duties. Again, Ramanand Rai, as he is departing, he's going back. Mahaprabhu is going. Ramanand Rai fell to the ground, caught hold of the feet of Mahaprabhu, and he said, can you please stay for at least 10 days to purify my mind? Toma vina anya nahi jiva uddharite. Toma vina anya nahi Krishna prema dite. Oh my Lord, Toma bina anya nahi jeev udharite. Apart from you, nobody else can deliver all these living entities. Apart from you, nobody can give love of God. Mahaprabhu said, after having heard your good qualities, what to speak of, staying here? Actually, I am getting benefited. Whatever I had heard, I am seeing now. I've come here to hear from you and to purify my mind. You are telling me that I should stay here to purify you. I am getting purified. यैछे सुनिलु तैछे कोई देखिलु तुम्हारा महिमा राधा कृष्ण प्रेम रस ज्ञानेर तुम्ही सीमा ऐछे सुनिलु तैछे देखिलु सार्वभौम भट्टाचार्य told महाप्रभु तोमार संगेर योग्य तेह एक जन पृथ्वी ते रसिक भक्त नहीं तार सम. She's the only one qualified to associate with you. There is no one more qualified than him. He is the only one who is absorbed in all the transcendental mellows. Panditya ar bhakti rasa duharate ho sima sambhashile janibe tumi tahara mahima. Sarva Bhattacharya told, Panditya ar bhakti rasa. Duherate ho sima. Ramanand Rai, he is the most learned scholar and he is expert in devotion. When you talk to him, you will see yourself. Sambhashile janibe tum. Now, Mahaprabhu is certifying the words of Sarvabhauma. Aiche shunilu, taiche dekhilu, tomara mahima. Radha Krishna prema rasa jnanera tumi sima. जैसा सुना था वैसा ही देखा एकदम. You are the epitome of Radha Krishna Jnana and Rasa. So Mahaprabhu says, what to speak of 10 days? I can spend my whole life with you. So you know what you do? Lila chala tumiya me thaki boye kasange sukhe goai gokala Krishna katharange. At this point of time, Mahaprabhu tells, please come to Nilachal. Nilachal tumiyami thakibo ekasange. Both of us will stay together in Nilachal and we'll spend our day and night discussing Harikatha. Krishna, Sukhe Goi Bukal, Krishna Katharange. So then, Mahaprabhu and then Ramananda Rai departed. Next day, again they met and they discussed something more. That we'll be discussing in the next class. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Shri Caitanya Caritāmrta ki jai. Shri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.